I'm going to cover a few things. This is probably going to be a fairly short session tonight, just because, like I said, it's just Monday nights have been that way. I just want to cover a few things. So we're going to go ahead and cover real quick. I'm going to go ahead and put we're live. Let's catch everyone up on recent developments, including cockpits, capital passport, transaction coordination. So everyone wants to know, this is live session. So tonight we're going to talk a little bit about catching everyone up on a few major developments. Cockpits, these are your command centers. We've been building them out so associates and residents can run their entire workflow from a single dashboard. Think of it as moving from scattered tools to one cockpit where everything connects. So you'll have in the onboarding, there's a zip. There's also some recent files. I put them in the RCIC Facebook group as well, which is clean. There's only about 25 or 30 posts in the files, and it's there. It's called the final onboarding, and it has the cockpits and also has the capital passport and everything in there tonight. Pretty cool stuff. Hey, Willie. Hey, Willie. What's up?
What up?
Hey, looks like just me and you for now, but that might be good. We can get some shit done. We're on recording, by the way. So I just said, hey, we're gonna get some shit done in recording. And again, hey, so I was just gonna update everybody tonight. Like I said, the cockpits are live and the capital passport is live. It's populating. So Wednesday morning when you wake up, you should have access to all those lenders and databases and stuff, and it'll populate towards your buy boxes in your markets. So this is your capital, connector and all that. You'll have a lot more access to a lot more. And I'm trying to isolate ones you can broker for as well, like Langford. They have that broker program. It's pretty cool. If you sign up through me, you get a lot of. They're gonna actually pay you better than if you sign up without going through me. It's a pretty cool program. They have a lot to offer with LangfordCapital.com. So they're pretty cool. So yeah, so got the cockpits ready to go. The capital passport is live. So it'll match everyone, lenders, funding sources, BuyBox and markets, 5,000. They're inside now. They've been populating over the last couple of weeks, and it's pretty sweet. So it's going to go from how you go reactive deal chase into predictive deal flow. Plus, we'll talk about it fast track. So anything going on you need me to tweak?
No, I'm just playing around with a alternative funding matching program. Everybody needs gap funding, but it's getting hard to find. So I'm onboarding with some alternative lenders. Just getting ready to start trying to see if I can match them any type of way.
Yeah, there's some because it's been hard. I mean, people ask me all the time for that. People ask me all the time if I can connect people with credit sponsors. I'm almost to the point where it's like, I don't know, I'm kind of against some of that. Yeah, just because it's like sometimes I'm it's only because I think like I'm for it if people like you are helping people, but it's just thrown around a lot so much that I think a lot of people can get hurt by.
Yeah.
It's like the Gators, man. There's a lot of Gator deals that went south. And I know like shit, one of our people is going to help Jackson Pierce, who's in our group, and Jackson has a lot of loans out and he's not getting repaid by, he's loaned up money as a Gator and he's struggling to get repaid on all of them. And it's like ridiculous. It's like, it's, I don't know if it's people like how Pace teaches it or his people teach it, but I think it's like everything else, it gets kind of watered down. And then the people that are doing it who don't know what they're doing are actually hurting people. And they're hurting the Gator brand because there's just so much stuff going on out there. So I don't know. We'll figure that out. But I also have like FastTrack, which you probably saw me post. FastTrack is something because I need something that says home base. I see so many like these companies out there, these new gurus pushing AI, and they're calling it like there's some other terms out there they've used, and it's like, so I'm like, here you go, I'll just help everybody get 500 prompts. I saw somebody out there, oh, we're going to give you 10,000 prompts. It's like, who the hell needs 10,000 prompts?
That's a lot of prompts.
I'm like, here's 500. They're in 10 different flows. So if you don't need the flow, you don't need those 50 prompts. Just go and use the ones you got. Start there. Here's a Facebook group. We'll start a private Facebook group. As if I don't need another Facebook group too, by the way. Which I also started one today because I'm trying to organize transaction coordination, which has been a little iffy. You know, a lot of people are pushing that too, which is, transaction coordination, gator lending. Hey Zeke, what's going on? Yeah, muted. Yeah, so like I said, man, with the TC stuff and all the credit sponsors and all the gator stuff, it's just some people throwing all these weird things out. And I think the people that created them know what they're doing, but the people that have watered everything down is what's causing a lot of problems out there.
This is true.
So yeah, so like I said, FastTrack is just to help everybody. Like, it's for everybody. Like, doesn't matter what business they're in. It's just cool. It's 500 prompts, and people can learn it, and they can get it off of Homebase. They can get it off of Patreon. But there's the Facebook group. They can go and start learning how to make their own prompts. Just something to help. I don't know. I'm still pushing like RCIC and Homebase. Obviously, Homebase is like the cash cow, but I needed also to help everybody that's in real estate understand AI better, because AI is not going to go away. I don't know if you saw that post I made today. The Stargate is a $500 billion project with OpenAI and SoftBank and all that. It's being built, I think, in Texas, and it's going to be like huge. Hey Zeke, what's going on? How are you? Let's see if I can get unmuted.
I'm good.
Cool. How's Wyoming? You guys getting a snow yet?
Not yet, no.
We're just getting it in like the mountains,
Yeah.
like Summit County and stuff, but not too much lately. It's actually still like 75 degrees today. It was pretty nice. Maybe we'll see that probably by Halloween. Anything going on new with you real estate wise?
That one tax lien that I've been working on is mine now.
Oh, cool. So what are you doing with it?
Well, I thought we were gonna rehab it and sell it, but the roof has collapsed, so it's gonna have to be a tear down and
like a scrape.
and then we'll go from there.
Is the land, can you put something there pretty, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a trailer park area.
Yeah, maybe.
So I could pull that trailer out and just put another one in.
Yeah, that's not too bad. Actually, you can get some pretty nice used trailers to rehab too.
Yeah.
I've seen there's a guy, Tom, I don't know, you probably know who Tom Martino is. I don't know because he was on 630 and KOA out of Denver, the big 500,000 watt radio station. So, but yeah, he has a guy that's on his show because he's like a consumer advocate. He has his radio show and all that, and trouble. He helps people like avoid issues and stuff. He has a friend that does RVs, and they were getting their ass beat recently with all the people buying RVs to live in on the street and stuff. Like a lot of the junky ones got put out to the pasture that way. But no, that'd be a good strategy. Is it in Wyoming?
It's in Craig, Colorado.
Oh, it's in Craig.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know I hear so many things about Craig that because they shut down the plant. I don't know. I used to have contacts with the fire department. I used to work for Steamboat Fire. So
Yeah.
I don't know what all is going up on in Craig anymore. I used to hear about a lot. I sold him a $900,000 fire truck back in 2006. It was pretty wild. I can't believe they spent that much money on it. But hey, I made $50,000 commission. I wasn't complaining. So yeah, we're trying to figure out this stuff. This AI stuff is really, really taking off. Willie's on too, and he can tell you, he's been using it a lot lately. So I don't know how ready you are to get on it. Troy's coming on now too. That's good. We got a couple more people. So I'll hold off until it really gets on. We're only gonna go to like 6. We're gonna go like an hour tonight, but yeah. So the AI stuff is just phenomenal. So I don't know, if you decide you're gonna get GPT-5 at any point, just let me know. Otherwise, if you want to take advantage of it, just let me know. Like give me some zip codes. Give me like zip codes, and I need the county and the zip code in Wyoming, and I can put them in there. And then I get them 7 days a week. Every morning I get like the NEDs, the notice of election and demand, and I get the probates and everything straight from the counties and the probate court and the sheriffs and all that. I get them every morning now. It's pretty incredible. So I got one in Lakewood, Colorado as a condo on the foreclosure was filed on September 11th, and I got the notice on September 18th. The deal machine and prop stream loan would see them for 30 to 45 days. So, and they sell them to everybody. So like if you want, just I'll help you out with stuff. I'll help you, find stuff in Wyoming. It's better than what we're doing before. Because now, like literally, if somebody makes a filing, it's a public record. The only thing I worry about, like, is some of the counties up there probably are not as sophisticated. Maybe as the counties where Cheyenne and Laramie and Casper are probably a little bit more sophisticated than where you are, as far as getting stuff up on the their websites and stuff. There's some counties that don't even have websites, but I'm actually going to 6,513 zip codes by the end of the year, nationwide in 50 markets, and covering every asset class and all that. So we get the NEDs, we get the probate court notices, we get everything on foreclosures, proof foreclosures, evictions, everything just comes right to my inbox every morning, so I can go check on them. And the best part is they're all skip traced because they're actually from the filings that the mortgage companies and the lien holders have. So they have to put all that information, so it doesn't need to be skip traced. So it's a pretty cool process now of getting this. And then we got Capital Passport, which Willie and I were just talking about. 5,000 lenders. Troy, what's up? How are you? I just saw you come on. So yeah, so we got Capital Passport working for everybody now, and that's also the BuyBox. When people set up their BuyBox and the AI and RCIC, they can also set up their markets, and then basically and then the cockpit, and then you're deploying agents. So your agents are like your market scout. So market scout will go find your zip code. Recon agent will then go basically pull all the information on that property, including all the normal information that's skip traced. Then it'll hand off to the ARV and comp computer, comps and calculator and all that. And then it'll hand off to rehab estimator. And then, Willie, do you want to give them the good news on overnight deal engine? So I created this thing called overnight deal engine, Zeke, and it's like it's designed, you can put in like 10 deals. And so you put them in there and you put all the information in like a CSV or Excel, go to sleep, wake up the next morning, they're all analyzed. And you can actually have the offers prepared by the AI. So it's all designed to meet your criteria, what you're looking for, what purchase price you're looking for. And it basically, you get to determine all the numbers, like what your ranges are, what you accept, what you're looking for, set your markets up. And in the morning, it'll actually have them all analyzed, and then it'll go to lender match. And it'll actually match up to lenders that will fund the deals, and it gives a score from 0 to 100. So Willie, how many did you put in? 50, right?
Yeah, I just copied them from a Facebook post some guy had a bunch of deals on.
Yeah. So it turned out pretty good then. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Because when you said 50, I was like thinking, man, I'd like to see somebody push this and see how many of the disposition companies. I forget the name of one. I saw one. A lot of people heard about it, but I'll have to look at them. They sort of a bit like Bill T or I don't know, some weird one. And the guy was like doing for disposition companies. Oh, you can, but people were like sending them stuff, and then they go run the deals and they send it back to them. So it's still like putting all your information in a black box. Who knows who sees it? Whereas the advantage, obviously, you guys, no one can see it. And I thought about that. Would that help if I'm able to tweak, because I still have to tweak some stuff from time to time for you guys, when everybody gets a little bit of hang-ups in certain areas. But would it help if I was able to see it? I'm using it as a selling point that not even I can see your deals or what you're typing in there, which helps. I think that's a huge thing. So, but the AI sees it, and the AI makes everything better and faster, more responsive. And like I said, right now we've got that whole thing with the onboarding, the final onboarding kit. Basically, if everybody follows that, once they have the cockpits and they have everything connected, the embeds, their buy boxes, their markets, their tools going, and the agents going. They literally it gives them 30 days on how to transform from reactive to predictive. So I don't know, is it starting to become predictive for you yet, Willie?
Yeah.
Yeah, how long did it take? A couple of weeks?
Yeah. The more I found, the more questions I ask, like to put people's buybacks in, the better it gets. I've got one guy who's real specific. He doesn't like FHA loans, that type of loan. Once he started really telling me what he was looking for, it X's him out regardless. So I don't even have to waste time anymore, like sending him those deals. It's gonna say he's not a match. These are your top 2 matches. Or if you adjusted this, it'll be a match for that. So you can like go back into the whoever the wholesaler is and has the deal and ask them before you even send it.
Yeah. No, it's that way. It's that's what I keep telling everybody, man. Whenever it gets like 2 to 3 weeks into it, and they follow the plan and they set it up everything like the PDF says, because now it's at the point where I don't have to do a lot of tweaking anymore. We've everybody's come up with I hit this wall or hit that wall, and so I keep telling everybody when you're on board, if you hit something where it doesn't let you do something, just like you did with me, screenshot it, send it to me. I enter it directly into this. I'm not asking it directly. I'm saying, hey, so and so sent this, and then I enter the screenshot, and then it comes up with that scenario, that troubleshooting, and then it makes that PDF that I can send out. And if it's something that's going to help everybody, then I'm going to post it in the group. So we managed to pretty much tweak this. I honestly believe. I mean, I've gotten some solid feedback. Like, you guys know who Jessica Toth is, or Toth. It's Toth. I'm not sure how she pronounces it. I've had friends with both names, and they pronounce it different ways. But she was like, she does a lot of stuff with Privy, like she does all the affiliate stuff for Privy. And she called me and she's like, you should be selling this for like $5,000. You're way undervalued on what this thing is worth. And so I took note of that. Like, I didn't really want to sell it for $5,000, but it's definitely worth a lot more than $399. And so I'm definitely looking at that, because then I can start, if I could do something like that. So we hit 250 people in the group totally, then I'd probably look at that. But it's like, I had another friend of mine who wrote, who's my fire chief 20 something years ago, from 98 to 2002, before I went to Steamboat and Las Cruces. And he's a tech guy, and he wrote a book about using AI and drones to fight fires, because he's an ex-fire chief, but he's big into tech. And he's like, dude, this thing's amazing. I sent him Homebase. I sent him RCIC as well, just to kind of be a third party. He didn't, somebody who has no really knowledge of REI, real estate investing, but he has a thorough knowledge of a lot of other stuff. He looked at Homebase, and this is a game changer. Because I mean, like I said, so I'm going to start on Wednesday. I'm going to make 30 100 prompt packs for Homebase, and they'll be in the shop and Patreon. But there'll be 3,000 of these prompts, 100 at a time. 100 covering, the one area for automotive, somebody used to buy a brand new truck in Atlanta, Florida, or Atlanta, Georgia, Florida. Somebody saved $3,400 from the dealer cost off of that. And then I had another guy. I could have used it to get my muffler fixed on my car back in June, but I put my VIN number in there, and it gave me almost all the same information as Carfax, because it hit insurance company databases. Carfax is only as good as the body shops. It's because people do a lot of work on their own, or they go to Shade Tree Mechanics and they don't report to Carfax. But if you've taken your car to a body shop where it's been on a rack, they have it, because insurance companies do actually report everything because they have to. So Carfax, for all what people say, it's only as good as the body shop. Yeah, and a lot of the mechanical stuff is off. I mean, if somebody's really taking care of their car, but that was a mistake. I bought this used Subaru in 2023 in March, and it was like, the Carfax was impeccable, but the car had some issues that the people did some modifications on it that the Carfax didn't know about. So, but it's incredible. People can find dentists, orthodontists, they can find bounce houses for their grandchildren's Christmas. So it's pretty cool, and I'm using that really so I can keep the price of RCIC down, because I'd like to get you guys a lot more people that can work, you can do deals with. But I'm just going to go through, like I was talking about, FastTrack. It's ready to go. That's so in Troy, so I created FastTrack and Zeke, and it's like supposed to train everybody on AI. Like everything else, you guys get Homebase and FastTrack included. Since you're associate, you don't have to pay for anything other than your GPT-5. I know Willie and Troy, you both had GPT-5. I don't know if like I said, Zeke, if you're not going to get it or if you decide to get it, let me know. I'll give you the onboarding. It's included. My ends are included. You just have to pay OpenAI. It's like $20 a month, but I'm just telling everybody the future. I mean, people need to really start embracing AI because it's here. Pretty much, it's like, I was asking it today about back in the day when automotives came out. Everybody, how many people would think were like, hey, the car's never going to take off, or back, how many things in history, and people just get run over by what ends up happening. So it's pretty sweet. So we're doing that. Let's getting good feedback. I'm gonna tell it what you said. Getting good feedback. Reactive. Changing. Reactive going. So everybody, like you said, you guys that haven't been on, like, so everybody, 99.9% of real estate investing is reactive. You guys probably know that. If you're waiting for a lead, you're waiting for a wholesaler, everything is reactive. You're reacting to their listing and their pricing and all that stuff. So predictive is where in 2 to 3 weeks, using AI and using this program, it basically becomes predictive. It's going to find your deals. It's going to, like Willie was saying, it's going to X out what you're not looking for. It's going to narrow it down to exactly what you're looking for. You can expand and contract. So if you're not quite getting what you want in the morning from the leads that come to your inbox, you can expand. You can expand it a little bit. Maybe go to a couple more zip codes, or maybe just make modifications in the purchase price or what ARV, what kind of pricing range you're looking at. Make some modifications. You're making them yourself. You're not having to call PropStream or Deal Machine or any of these vendors and changing your subscription, because they may charge you for that. It may affect your subscription price. Everything with them is a subscription. Here you own it. Everybody owns it outright. And I can't see anything you're typing. Willie can't see yours, Zeke, if you have it. He can't see anything that you're doing. But what you're doing is actually making his better, because everybody contributes. Every input, everything that somebody types into this makes it more efficient, better. It makes it a lot more responsive. And then it basically keeps that data. So the AI automatically knows, if it sees so many people doing deals, it flips, it's going to start tracking. It basically starts tracking all that data that's coming in. So it's making a lot more. So here you guys go and talk about expansion. So here's people who are responding strongly to the shift from reactive to predictive. Reactive is chasing leads, scrambling when opportunities pop up, always behind. Predictive is when the system starts surfacing opportunities before the crowd sees them. Deals, capital, insights flow to you because of how you've embedded, built BuyBoxes, deployed agents, and now added cockpits and capital passport. So it's not giving you tools, it's changing your position on the field. So you're no longer reacting to the market, you're anticipating it, predicting it, and moving first. It's going to do everything for you. I'll do these visuals later. Let's see, explain the NEDs for the one I got. Jefferson County. So kind of showing everybody NEDs. So Jefferson County is obviously where I live. It's a probate notice or a NED, and NED is a notice of election of demand. So in Colorado, most states, when a borrower defaults on a deed of trust, the lender initiates foreclosure by filing a NED, notice of election demand, with the county's public trustee. The NED is the official trigger. It starts the foreclosure timeline. Once filed, the foreclosure process is passed. It's a Rule 120 hearing with a court approval, public notice, and then sale dates. For investors, the NED means this property is entering foreclosure, is now a potential acquisition target. So I get probate notice, as you guys always know what probate is. Same kind of thing as this. I'll just move on because you know what probate's are. So 9/11 in Jefferson County in Lakewood, Colorado, A document was officially filed with the county since the legal starting point. I received a notice in my inbox from RCIC, from ChatGPT on the 18th. That was a public facing distribution after the filing. So this 1 week lag, it's typical. Filings go into the county records first, and notices get mailed or published. So if you're waiting for the mailed notice, you're already behind. If you're scraping county filings in real time, when RCIC is billing with the direct AHJ authority having jurisdiction, like when I was the fire marshal, I was the authority having jurisdiction over the fire code. You're ahead of the pack. So you guys are using the AI and using RCIC, and you set up you do your embed, you set up your buy boxes, you set up your markets, you get your tools going, and your agents, your markets got your recon agent, all that working together. In about 2 to 3 weeks, you're going to start getting leads every morning in your email, whatever email you use to sign up for GPT. You're going to get those leads. And yes, Zeke, I'll put those zip codes in. So like tomorrow or something, like text me some zip codes that you like up in Wyoming, and I'll enter them for you. And I can even enter like Craig and stuff, so then you're interested in that part of Colorado. And that way I can start monitoring. Like I've got Grand Junction, I've got Mesa County for Bill Johnson, and I've got a few other people. So until you guys, are ready or feel you want to, take advantage of actually getting GPT, I'll help you guys out, because I know, Wyoming's a little tough conventionally, but I think honestly you can find these up there. Like I said, there may just be some issues with the counties being too small. Like I was comparing when I first started this, like to Smith County, Texas, which is Tyler, up by, it's on the way to Shreveport. And it's probably not as sophisticated as my county. And my county is good, but around here in Colorado, obviously, I have it all set for every zip code from Fort Collins, and William, Troy, you probably don't know, Fort Collins is obviously up by the Wyoming border, Colorado, all the way down to Colorado Springs. On the west, I'm going all the way to Summit County, which is Breckenridge and Keystone and Silverthorne, Frisco. Those are the first ski resorts, about 55, 60 miles out of Denver. And then I've got east to Watkins and Bennett, which are 2 towns on the way out. If you look at the Colorado map to Lyman, they're not 20 something miles east of Denver, Denver to Aurora. So I've got a lot of zip codes, a lot of territory in there. And now I don't have those all yet because I just changed the programming and it just expanded basically to continue testing. But between now and the end of the year, I'm going to 50 markets nationwide, 6,513 zip codes, not to get your guys' leads, but to prime the markets ahead of everyone. So when you guys set up and say you want to go into Columbus, Georgia, an hour south of Atlanta, where Fort Bragg is, and Fort Benning, you'll basically have that market already kind of primed. The AI will start looking at, whoever the authorities are in Columbus, Georgia. It could be San Francisco. Bill's there, Bill Danagelis. It could be, anywhere. Seattle, obviously Laura Hicks is up in Seattle. Nathan Eccles is in, Fayetteville, North Carolina, Fort Bragg. So it'll basically prime the markets ahead of you guys. So when you guys do set up your markets and your buy boxes, and keep in mind, like I said, anything in RCIC you can contract and expand. People can ask for the learning center. If you're just doing flips and you single family and all, but you're still, you almost had your eye on, you want to do multifamily, maybe you want to do storage, maybe you want to do RV parks. You don't have that knowledge yet. Well, you don't, or the resources. You don't know how to analyze them. Guess what? RCIC does. It's going to teach you how to do it in seconds, help you expand, and it's going to help you analyze. Like just like we will say, if you set you do your embedding, your buy boxes, you learn about it. Then you learn how to set up your buy box. It'll teach you how to set up your buy box for storage or RV parks, and then you can set those up in those markets you're looking for. And then you don't have to go to any conference or any training or any seminars or webinars or gurus. You basically can have the AI teach you. It's non-biased. It's not like, hey, I'm the greatest in the world, that's why you need to pay me $2,000. No, it's actually going to teach you from it's going to teach you from what everybody's doing. And everybody that's participating in RCIC and the AI is actually helping it make stronger. So the more information that's put in, the better. Everyone is going to be like benefit from everybody's collective work, yet nobody can see each other, can see each other's work. So predictive and reactive. So reactive investors are waiting for the postcards, notices of the guru list. They're late. Predictive investors plug into the courthouse, the HG pipeline. They see filings like your 9/11 med before the world does. So you add the cockpits and the capital passport. You're not just seeing the filing. You already have the capital and comps lined up when you call the seller or heir. So really a good thing for you is like with all these lenders and stuff like that, you'll be able to actually, and Troy's on too, who does what you do. you guys can actually start lining up a lot of other lenders and stuff to work with. I know Willie, you said earlier, you're looking to help people get like GAP and some other funding and stuff like that, which I get hit up all the time for. And it will help people avoid a lot of the assholes out there. So it's going to be awesome. I mean, you guys are going to plug into that. I'm just trying to tweak now how to help the capital providers because you guys are supposed to be national. So like I said, the thing for you guys to do is start just building out your markets. That way you don't do them all at once. Like I said, I'm trying to get all 6,513. It doesn't cover every zip code, obviously, but the key 50 markets. The reason I'm giving to the end of the year is because you can't go in there and put in 20 zip codes because it's will it work? Maybe, we don't know. It could be like your 50, dropping 50 an overnight deal engine. I didn't know if that was going to work until you told me how it worked and how it worked so really well for you. But I'm just telling people don't put in 6,000 zip codes right away. You're going national, kind of build up what's your priority. Where do you have clients? Do you have important clients? Start putting in those zip codes and counties. Make sure you put the county and the zip code. That is what really helps with the searches. The cities and that all helps in the states, but most importantly, the county, because most of these filings come out of counties or they come out of county sheriffs, county public trustees. In my case, we have the clerk and recorder. The sheriff in Jefferson County does not do anything with foreclosures other than showing up to kick people out, after the process ends. So they don't do the sheriff's auctions in my county. Denver is a whole different ballgame. I don't even like Denver's website with AI, but because it's so convoluted. Obviously, the city and county of Denver is a lot bigger than my county, but it's so you kind of got to look at. That's the only detractor is sometimes your jurisdiction. It's on them. It's not on you. RCIC's going to find it if it's there. If it's there, it's going to find it. And it's going to send you those leads every morning. And when you go through the steps and you go through the agents and you have them all work together, you're just looking at doing your tweaks and doing your human, looking at it from the human perspective. It's like your business, but you can literally get your workflow, get your deal flow, get your everything down to like an hour a day, 2 hours a day. It's very addictive. So you do want to like set up time, a specific time and then get out of it. Cause like I said, I can show right here where I can show you where I go into I look at some other stuff occasionally, some personal or some other stuff, but you can go, and I'm supposed to use Project. I use Chat just because it's easier to get library. For those of you guys who don't know, the RCIC prompt assistant is this red thing. When I click on it, it's basically what you guys get. But I have on October 9th, a week from Thursday, I've got to do my monthly renewal, and I'll be upgrading to Pro, which means I'll actually be able to lock down a lot of the stuff that I'm developing, as well as Jesse will have full access to the main account and all that stuff. So he'll be able to do a lot of stuff on it. But it makes it efficient. Now, not everyone needs the Pro. Pro is also $30 a month per user, and they require 2 users minimum. So, $60 a month compared to $20 a month for the plan I'm on plus. But they used to have one for a single operator to have Pro, and they don't do that anymore, which I'm kind of disappointed on because I do it in a heartbeat. I'd rather have Pro at $30 than 20 for plus. But right now I'm gonna add a couple people to the master account on the 9th, so it'll be bigger, and then it changes. It's actually pretty awesome. So the exact difference between reactive and predictive is, like I said, it just puts you're going to see things 30 to 45 days before anybody subscribes to PropStream and Deal Machine. If you guys know James Pratt from the group and Brian and Lyman, who we brought in, and they brought like 6 other people besides them from Michigan, and there's like 7 or 8 people from Michigan that came on board. Well, James quit he canceled his PropStream, and they tried to kiss his ass to get back in. He's like, no, dude, RCIC gives me everything I want. And then some, he didn't really go into it that much. He just was like, no, I'm not getting back on PropStream. He was paying, I forget what he's paying. I don't know if you guys can go to those websites, see what they charge you. They're charging you a couple $100 a month to use it, and they're charging you for skip tracing. Well, how'd you like to just pay? You guys are already paid. So I'm kind of speaking to the people that might be watching this who aren't in the associates program. It's like, you're paying a couple $100 a month to use PropStream or Deal Machine or something. And then on top of that, they want you to pay for skip tracing. That could be 5 cents, 8 cents, 10 cents per skip trace. And you do how many 100? All of a sudden you're paying $50 to $100 basically more for the skip tracing that month. Whereas here, you really don't have to do that much skip tracing because you're getting the NAD, you're getting the probate, you're actually getting all the information straight from the filing. And the mortgage company, the lien holders filing that, they're having to put all this stuff in there. So you get the PIN number for the property, you get the most wholesalers and all that stuff don't even have that. You have to go find it after you get a, sign the assignment contract, after you sign their paperwork and you give them your EMD, then you might get the PIN number. Oh, well, guess what? Now, guess what? You can completely circumvent the wholesaling process now. And you go direct and you get the properties, and maybe, instead of a wholesaler paying somebody $100,000 for a property, they sell it to you for 120. Maybe you can go give the person 110, give them $10,000 more to help, with the situation, they're losing their home. And you make another extra $10,000 from having to pay the wholesaler. That's a pretty good deal. You get a lot of whatever information. And here, that property in Lakewood is a condo. Can't do anything on the outside. The beautiful thing is, I know where right what it is. There's a restaurant called Little Chicago that I used to go to all the time. And my best friend from childhood, his house was in his condo. He owned a condo there, and his brother lives there now. Is my brother's best friend, so I know that complex. Inside, you could probably do $10,000 in the rehab work to make it on a DSCR, and or for a rental, to make it a rental property. Short-term rental maybe, because there is the level 1 trauma center is right there. St. Anthony's is actually where they took all three of the people from the shooting at Evergreen High School, including the shooters. So level 1 trauma center is right there. The Denver Federal Center is right there, which is all the federal employees. Like, it's a huge complex. It's all fenced in. You can't even get to the light rail goes through it, but there's like one station you can't get off without. You can't even get off of the light rail train without having a pass card, to basically get into the federal center. There's like all kinds of federal agencies in there. National Guard, Army Reserve, all there too as well. So it's a huge area. There's a lot of employment there. So it's a good area maybe for long-term rental, but also you could flip it, but the flip is light. You'd have to put 20 grand in there. You might make 50 or 60,000 though. So it's a pretty good situation. I got that, like I said, a week right after the filing. And I have all the information. I have the owner and his name. I know everything about that property. So it's pretty sweet. I've been in the exact same model because my best friend's from, like I said, he has a 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath in that same complex. So I know exactly, at least, I don't know if it's on like a mirror, how a lot of the floor plans and apartments are mirror, like, the bedrooms might be on the left here, but they're on the right side, next to it, next door. So I don't know exact, but in that building, it'll probably mirror what my friend has. So it's a pretty cool concept. It looks like a pretty nice deal for somebody, but nobody at Deal Machine or PropStream is going to see that deal until probably another week or two at the minimum. By that time, you could lock it up and maybe even have it have it ready to close and have it under rehab already before they even would know about it. So when Jefferson County filed the notice of election demand on 9/11, I didn't see the public notice until 9/18. That's a full week of edge lost. If you're waiting on the mail, RCIC changes that. We plug straight into the source, so you see it when it's filed. Not a week later. That's how you move from reactive to predictive. So it's pretty cool. I'm trying to avoid these. I'll come back later and do these visuals because they've been slow on visuals today. OpenAI is doing a lot of stuff. Let me kind of give you guys something cool. You guys, to the viewers, and is about to go public. Cool. So this is the macro level narrative they need to know. You guys know, if I get hit by a bus tomorrow, you guys own this. You own your RCIC. You can actually go in here. You can use it to build your own GPTs. You can use all this. You have anybody that has a license. Take it, whatever I've built. You guys can use it. It's awesome like that. So basically, what I'll be doing while you guys are building up your predictive real estate investing and all your stuff, I'm going to still be building more. This is going to be built. This is a constant evolution. Every input, when you guys log in, when Willie logs in, when Troy logs in, when anybody logs in and start working, it's updating, it's upgrading. So this thing is in a constant state of upgrade. Imagine what it's going to be in a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now. It is constantly upgrading. You add in Homebase and FastTrack. We're already light years ahead of anybody else trying to do OpenAI, use OpenAI. So Stargate, is it's basically OpenAI, Oracle, SoftBank. It's building the backbone, the plumbing for the next gen AI. You can find that on Wikipedia. You guys that haven't been on it before, it'll always show you. It'll always give you the reference points like Wikipedia. It'll show Reddit. I mean, Redfin and Zillow and all that shit, even though people don't use them. These are called off-ramps. I came up with that term, off-ramps and on-ramps, just like an interstate highway. When I go to Jefferson County, I go to Denver, I go to the counties that will have one of these. So what I would do is I was just click on it and then go to your Google or go to your Edge or whatever, go to your other browser and then open it there. Do the work there because it actually cannot go onto a website and actually do work. And can't go through their walls. Whether it's a paywall, it's a free wall. But you can go there and then you can come back and import it through this plus. So it's basically a joint venture, Stargate, and it's $500 billion is what's going on there. It's building the superclusters, all the compute capacity, cooling systems, energy assets. It's under construction right now in Texas. It's pretty sweet. And so it's going to support 10 gigawatts of AI compute across the US through new data center sites. The main one, like I said, is in Texas. They're going to be all over. So Oracle is bringing enterprise cloud scale relationships. SoftBank's bringing in capital muscles, global reach. OpenAI gets more control over compute, less reliance on third-party clouds. There's a lot of third parties in here, but they're getting away from that. NVIDIA and CoreWeave and others play in hardware supply and command. So we're part of this. RCIC is fully using OpenAI and all of it, everything. As it gets stronger, your real estate investing is going to get better. It's going to get crisper. It's going to get a lot more. It's going to have a lot more features, a lot more power as OpenAI and all this whole Stargate program takes off. The government's involved building up Stargate. And anybody who's kind of like, no, we don't want to. It's already that ship has sailed. AI is here. It's already been here. It's going to run people over who don't get on board. It's like a railroad in the 1800s. It's going to run you over if you're opposed to it. Why it matters for RCIC type operators. More compute means more models, more speed, more capacity for AI agents and tools like the one they're deploying. So as Stargate comes online and all these data centers that you hear about, everything you guys see in your own RCIC, in your own account, GPT-5 and all that's just going to get stronger. It's going to get more speed, more capacity. You're going to be able to do a lot more. And you already had, think about this. Stargate will start coming on all these next year in 26. All through 2028, there's like a 3-year program. You guys are going to see your own account just get more powerful, you're going to be able to do more for your real estate as it keeps building. You're going to be ahead of everybody. So right now we are probably, it's hard to say because I don't know if anybody's doing anything particular, but I get enough of the algorithm with real estate investors that I don't really see anybody really trying to do what we're doing. I know Jim Ingersoll, Dealmaker's got his Dealmaker GPT. I don't think they go anywhere. I think it's very limited. I think he kept it that way for his group because he has like 500. I think he has like 500 people in his inner circle, and then there's a few other ones, but nobody's doing what we're doing. And I say we because it's you guys. You guys have been there. Some of you for well, Jesse's been around for 6 years with me. So like I said, it's you guys too. And throw me ideas if you like something, if you want me to add something, or we want to build something. Mainly because if I build it, then it's for everybody. That way we can make it stronger and all that stuff. You also get more control of infrastructure, less dependency on others, lower margins, tighter latency, and more scalability. So it's become strategic moat level stuff. Infrastructure is a foundation. If you want predictability and reliability in AI, you don't want to be at the mercy of third-party cloud providers. So the case for AI, public benefit. So it's real. They're going public. They're going to be stock probably. They're saying somewhere in March. It may say something different here. It actually told me on Wednesday, 1 week, that GPT-5 wasn't coming out yet. And then the next day I saw Sam Altman, the chairman of OpenAI, say, it's coming out this weekend. So I went back and asked it. I put in, actually entered what the exact, I screenshotted what Sam Altman's quote was. It goes, oh yeah, it's coming out this weekend. You're getting it like over the weekend. It's funny how. So sometimes keep in mind that you got to kind of sometimes challenge it a little bit. So it's going to be a public benefit corporation restructuring, secondary share rounds and all that. It's going to be $500 billion is what the valuation is going to be. There's a lot of, you can't buy OpenAI stock in your brokerage, but, negotiating with Microsoft and all this stuff and started their nonprofit profit hybrid model going public has critics. So they do. they tell people that because it's supposed to be a nonprofit. That's one of the issues between Elon Musk and Sam Altman, is that Elon was one of the early investors, and he's obviously doing Grok and doing his own AI, but which will have some stuff to do with some higher level stuff, but because they decided to go profit rather than nonprofit, I think $500 billion evaluation probably helped with that. There are some critics. I'm letting you guys know every now, just because you guys are in this, so you can explain it to people when you're like, hey, I'm using AI for my real estate investing. And if people sit there and question you stuff, you can say that you've seen this, that it's awesome. I'm planning to buy some stock in OpenAI. Regulation oversight, you got more SEC, mission shift. I'm going to talk valuation and market risk. $500 billion valuations are aggressive. So they're working on, I think in March is when it's going to be up. So what it means for us, OpenAI goes public, the AI infrastructure world becomes more transparent with more capital, more tools, more competition, but also more arms race dynamics. It's an arms race. You get more stable and powerful tooling downstream, you benefit. So Lily, everybody, Zeke, you guys, Troy, everybody that has RCIC, everybody that's using this, you guys are benefiting from that. Your real estate investing is going to get a lot better, a lot more profitable, a lot easier. The stakes get higher, more players, more regulation, more fighting over distribution. This is everyone being reactive to predictive matters. The players who get in early, infrastructure distribution, are the ones pulling the levers once the IPO. So real quick, I'll explain this, and then we'll. So before we jump back into deals, I'll explain a Stargate and why it's a signal for what's coming. How OpenAI going public could shift the entire AI landscape. It's the infrastructure spine that OpenAI, Oracle, SoftBank are building. Multi-billion investors in data centers, compute power types of AI. What lets models become faster, smarter, cheaper, more scalable. So it's going to lack a lot more information. Our edge is seeing these signals now, positioning ourselves in spaces where AI capital and deal flow converge, not reacting after everybody jumps in. So Zips deals, who wants to kick off? So let's say Wednesday night, I'll probably do a little bit more of this, but on Thursday night, if you guys want to come in, if you want to hit me up before that, just on Messenger, give me some zip codes. Like I said, Zeke, give me some zip codes of Wyoming, if you want me to put them in my system and see if I can get them. If they don't start coming through my email, which they probably won't by Thursday, I can manually do that while we're on. It's not as aggressive, and it doesn't dig as deep, but it does work. We've tested. We've done a lot of testing on it. Okay, so we will repeat this on Wednesdays. Thursday is associate night, and we will dig deep into deals. All right, so then we're going to land the plane. Remember, it has a cockpit. And if anybody needs that checklist that goes through all 10 steps, let me know. There's a couple of changes at the end. Most of you guys are already through like 7 or 8 anyway. Adding on the cockpits and how to add Capital Passport. Capital Passport will be live and populated by Wednesday morning when you wake up. So if there's any hangups, screenshot it, send it to me so I can troubleshoot. Basically, you won't see the whole list. Obviously, there's 5,000. We don't really want to look at those. It's mostly all CSV anyway, but it basically will populate you can get it free when you set up your buy boxes, your markets. It'll actually populate and give you the lenders already for what you're doing. And as it becomes predictive, it'll pull more lenders. So it's only going to bring the lenders in that meet what you're doing. So it's going to be an exact fit. You're going to see fit scores in the 90s. So remember, a fit score goes from 0 to 100. If you're in the 90s, you're awesome. That deal is a 90%, 97, 90, whatever it is. In the 80s, the same thing, but it's a less of a chance. It gets in the 70s, maybe a deal you want to be cautious on. If it gets in the 60s and the 50s, don't do it. It's a red flag. There's a stop sign. Everything operates red, yellow, green, just like a stop sign. So it's awesome. Thursday night will be associate night. We're going to dig deep into real deals and zip codes. We'll do it later. Can you generate the Y2 passes? Y is so it knows YouTube is YT. So there's my video, there's my title, got my description of it. It's got my, I'll put my Patreon link in there. And then it's obviously got the thumbnail because this is a public session. This does get put out to the public. Thursday nights do not. Then I'll make my thumbnail. Let's see if it'll do the thumbnail real quick. And patreon.com reindeer real estate has the link. Yeah, so we're gonna go probably about 5 minutes early. Just to let you guys know. So like I said, dig deep on give me the next couple of days, give me some zip codes you guys want me to check, and I'll check it even if you're not gonna be on Thursday and you want me to check them anyway. Let me know. Like I said, then watch on Wednesday morning for Capital Passport. If it gives you anything, ask about it, ask your RCIC about it. If it gives you any hangups, like I said, just do the right click, go over it, screenshot, send it to me what it says. I will basically troubleshoot it. So it's been slow today, but it's apparently not now, so that's good. You guys have seen all the stuff I've been posting lately. And I'll go over home base and FastTrack a little bit more on Wednesday. Remember, you guys are going to make you're going to get a piece of FastTrack and home base. So 33% off the top will be once we reach a pivotal point. We get 1,000, 2,000 subscribers. We'll be able to start kicking you guys some money back. So there's my visual. So I'm going to go to stop share. So Zeke, what do you think? Like I said, send me some zip codes in Wyoming and I'll check them out before Thursday for you. If you're not going to be on, let me know. I'll just then I'll make a PDF of whatever it comes up for and send it to you. So I'll look at what it says. So like, send me some zip codes for the areas up there, because I know you like Cheyenne and Casper and all that. But if you want to be up around your area too, I can search. We can put the whole state in there. It just wants all the zip codes. At least it's not as many as Texas. I think there's 254 There's 254 area or counties in Texas. I was like, holy crap. Troy, what do you think? Anything? You got any questions? Make sure you unmuted.
Not right off.
Cool. Let me know. Yeah, check on Wednesday. Ask yours about Capital Passport, and then it'll be all populated by Wednesday. So, Will, you got anything?
No.
Cool. Like I said, check on Capital Passport on Wednesday.
All right.
It should be populated by the time you're up in the morning and you're in Texas. You're definitely going before I am. We'll get it all worked out. I'll see you guys Wednesday night or Thursday. And like I said, if you guys aren't going to be on Thursday and you want your zips checked, let me know. Give me a few.
Okay.
You should be rocking and rolling though. I think you and James are probably the furthest ahead. I think Troy, you're probably pretty close too. Probably pretty ahead of of everybody. So this is it. This is what I was talking about in the ecosystem for almost a year. I built 800 hours now into this. So literally like 6 or 7, 8 hours a day building this. So it's pretty cool, pretty amazing. All right, guys. I'll see you guys Wednesday night or Thursday. If you got any questions, hit me up.
Okay.
See you later. See you, Trey.